Today, soybeans firmed up. There was 8 cargoes destined for China, and that really got a little bit of a boost to the market. The reports that the GDP growth is 6.6% in China is the lowest in 28 years. And even on the Dalian exchange, the soybean meal, hit its lows. And I think that that's part of the African swine fever, that it's worse than has feared. It's kind of interesting because the meal is really used for the feed. But the trade talks have really stalled, and now we're kind of on a wait-and-see basis. Even though the market had a little bit of something to give it somewhat of a rally, we're going to see a lot of choppy trade and sideways movement. Corn was better today. The Pacific ethanol trade really rallied the market somewhat, but the government shutdown with no federal data really has some serious impact on this market, and I think that that's why you're seeing it trade in a tighter and tighter range every day. That just means that it's really kind of grinding to a halt, that this sideways trade is really what we're going to be expecting for the next number of days until we get any more movement on the trade deal. It really started to look like there was some, something good on the horizon, but that's kind of failed somewhat over the weekend. Now, wheat was higher, with Russia planning to, regulate those prices. It was up for the 5th day in a row. Now, the uptick in export demand also is like helping the market somewhat, but the government shutdown makes it real difficult to confirm that the export demand is higher. All the other data is actually kind of bearish for wheat, so we have to watch that closely. But the data, it's really hard to tell, and I think that there's a lot to be done before we can meet that 1 billion export forecast that was put out by the USDA. But all that being said, the fact that we're up 5 days in a row looks pretty good for wheat, but it's going to be difficult to sustain, so we're going to watch it day by day.